Sent from Disneyland, history in our hand. So much to say about yesterday and the decades we have spanned. Postcards from the park, this journey will embark. See what has changed and what remains on Sent from Disneyland. Sent from Disneyland.
Welcome to the Sent from Disneyland podcast.
Here age relives fond memories of the past.
If it's your first time joining us, welcome. On this podcast, we'll take a journey into the past and explore Disneyland, Disneyland history, and more, with mementos, snapshots, souvenirs, and postcards sent from Disneyland, from 1955 to the present. Let's start by thanking my patrons from patreon.com. You can join in at any level to support the show and receive snail mail from my trips to Disneyland and from my desk, plus some sneak peeks and bonus content. Special thanks to Random Olive, the first patron to this podcast, and to the rest of the e-ticket patrons, Tania, Eric Daniels, Monica Seitz Vega, Scott Cagle, Russ Romano, Michael and Christina Cross, Angela Reynolds, Greg Gorley, and Sheila Harry. C-ticket patrons Serious Inquiries Only, Debbie Weinstein, Jennifer Schneep, Grace Coate, and Ben and Noel Bruning, B-ticket patron Joshua Bell, and to the A-ticket patrons Elise Sharp, Zealot Infinity, Alexis Robles, Angel DeBlock, Daps Magic, and the Beyond the Railroad podcast. I am your host, your post-host Clocky, and today we have 2 postcards sent from Disneyland. The front of our first postcard has Grizzly Peak with the waterfalls below. On the back it reads, "Majestically set in the center of Golden State is Grizzly Peak, a rock-carved grizzly bear mountain featuring the great California icon crafted in stone at its peak. It's postmarked August 13th, 2001, with a Santa Clarita cancel and a 1-cent American kestrel postage stamp and a 20-cent ring-necked pheasant postage stamp. It's got numbers 2477 and 3051 respectively. I assume they visited the park on Friday, August 10th, 2001, when park hours were from 8 a.m. to midnight at Disneyland and 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. at DCA. The weather was a high of 82 and a low of 65. It's addressed to the Larsons of La Mesa, California. It reads, 8/10, Friday, 1937. Hi, Mom and Dad. We are on the move again. I had my root canal second step at 3 today, and then we sat in traffic for 2 hours getting to Disneyland. Actually, the California park. We are in Hollywood Backlot at the Opera House. There is more here than I thought. Of course, I've had a little IBU and vitamin V. They have the electric parade at 20:45, and we'll eat on the water in the Created Beach Oceanfront amusement park. I think Fantasmic is at 22:30. I have to run early in the AM and do freestyle Saturday, Sunday. Seasun Pool is great. Love, WSF. Since I'm headed to Cal Expo and the California State Fair this weekend, I thought it would be fun to look at the major Disneyland Resort tie-ins to the Sacramento Expo Center. The most recent and notable tie-in is the California Letters that started as the grand entrance to the original Disney's California Adventure. In February of 2001, when a second gate to the Disneyland Resort opened, the word California was immortalized in letters across the esplanade. The letters were 11 feet tall, concrete structures, each letter weighing between 5,000 and 13,000 pounds. The letter spelled out the word California across the entire length of the entrance and exit of the new park. Originally, these letters had an outward-facing look with a golden mosaic tile. The theme was to make the entrance of the park look like a Greetings from California postcard, with the additional mosaic backdrops on the left and right of the entrance and the mock Golden Gate Bridge in the middle. This facade would change a few times. Occasionally, for the holidays, the letters would be striped like candy canes. The C would have a Mickey hanging from a ribbon next to some presents, and Goofy standing in the last A. In 2008, the letters got a cloud theme for the year of 1 million dreams. The 2 A's in California were replaced by oversized candy corn for Halloween seasons. The letters were also decorated with the rainbow colors for the addition of the World of Color in 2010. 2010 was also the year Disney's California Adventure became Disney California Adventure. Over the next 2 years, construction would be the backdrop to the letters until a crane came to finally remove them from the esplanade in 2012. Add some flair to your mail by checking out stamps at Enfield Post. You can explore different stamp options on our Etsy site, grab some great deals by following the EP Sunday sales on Instagram, or create something special and have her design a stamp array for your invitation or celebration. You can head over to enfieldpost.com and explore all the different vintage postage stamps you can use on your next card or letter. That's ENFIELDPOST on Instagram and enfieldpost.com for your wedding and vintage postage needs. Enfield Post is the official postage stamp sponsor of the Sent from Disneyland podcast. The front of our next postcard has the Becky Thatcher raft heading to Tom Sawyer Island, filled with guests. In the background, you can see the Matterhorn and the top of Sleeping Beauty Castle. On the back it reads, Tom Sawyer's Island. Log raft transports fun-seeking youngsters of all ages to Tom Sawyer's Island in Frontierland, where fishing, climbing, and exploring can be enjoyed. It's postmarked August 12, 1968, with a Beverly Hills cancel and a 5-cent flag over the White House postage stamp, Scott number 1208. I assume they visit the park on Sunday, August 11, 1968, when park hours were from 8 a.m. to midnight. The weather was a high of 81 and a low of 64. It's addressed to Miss Janet Weberg of San Jose, California. It reads, We made it to California. We'll be in San Francisco Wednesday through Friday. I'll try to call you and see if we can get together. Don't change any of your plans, though, because our time will be very limited. Norma E. The letters were not demolished, but were stored. An announcement was made by George Kalogridis, Disneyland's president at the time, that the letters would be gifted to Cal Expo in Sacramento. Cal Expo was dedicated in 1967 by Governor Ronald Reagan, who was also at the dedication of Disneyland in 1955. Cal Expo has been the home of the California State Fair since 1968. Moving the letters 430 miles north was not an easy task. The installation was priced around $100,000, which was paid for by Golden One Credit Union. The letters were officially in place for the 2013 State Fair, just a year after they'd been removed from Anaheim. This was also in time for the 160th California State Fair. Looking for other connections with Disneyland and Cal Expo, there were a few rumors that Walt or Imagineering were contacted to help design the exposition fairgrounds. I currently can't find any definitive evidence of that. Cal Expo is also the home of one of the 3 permanent operational monorails in California, the others being at Gilroy Gardens and Disneyland. I have personally been to a few Disney events at the State Fair, meeting Disney artists and performers. While I'm there this year, I'll be looking for Disneyland references and checking out the Orange County and USPS exhibits. My incoming postcard is sponsored by the Art Throwdown. Art Throwdown, or ATD, is a craft hour on Instagram, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern or 6 Pacific. Art Throwdown is a wonderful community of artists who love to share their craft, from creating sticker postcards and coloring techniques to intricate paper cutting and unique crafting. It's always a treat to watch a show and occasionally get some one-of-a-kind postcards from the group. Each host brings something a little different to each show. I'll list some of the regular hosts, or you can follow Russ Romano 2021 on Instagram. The front of my incoming postcard is illustrated and has a plane, a balloon, and 2 birds flying over a park, and above in the sky it reads, I live in Gyeongju. It's not postmarked, but is dated July 5th, 2026, with a wavy line cancel and a 380 Korean flag postage stamp and a 150 Korean population census postage stamp from 1995. It reads, Hello from Korea. I went to Paris Disneyland 2 years ago, and I went there alone, but had so much fun. Thank you so much for the postcard, Jin. That's amazing. I love going to the theme parks by myself. Usually in Disneyland I'll run into someone I know, but I did take a trip to Walt Disney World solo, and it was incredible. Also, thanks for the fun rubber stamps on the back of the card. I love the additional flair. I'm hoping to send some Postcrossing postcards from the State Fair. I have 18 open spots, and might send some other postcards friends as well, just to get to an even number. Thanks for listening to Sent from Disneyland. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and tell your friends. It would also help to leave a 5-star rating and comment on whatever podcast platform you use. If you'd like to support the show financially, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/sentfromdisneyland. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Sent from Disneyland, or my website, sentfromdisneyland.com. For questions and comments, send me a postcard addressed to Sent from Disneyland, P.O. Box 44, Hood, California, 95639. podcast is not affiliated with Disney, the United States Postal Service, or any post office or Disney-related properties. Opinions expressed on this podcast belong to the host and guests of the Sent from Disneyland podcast. This podcast is produced and edited by Clocky McDowell, website designed by Misty McDowell, theme song was written and performed by Noah Sunday Lefkowitz. Take it away, Noah.